It's okay. Well, yeah, yes, setting is okay. Right. Well, Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Santa. I am here with you. Accordance with titles, yes. Today we are roasting Nabi Sinha talks in the topic of Israel versus Iran. And here in previous live streams, we have we have talked about the points that one how Nabi Sinha missed the opportunity to ask Iranian fighters and Iranian uh, automobile technology. And now here is my point would be Iranians Israeli naval submarine versus Khomeini naval submarines. Okay. And now first you can check it the points. Let's see what is the points we have missed. But first of all, here now we can see what is Nabi Sinha's topic. Let's check. Okay. Now it is the points of Nabi Sinha. Well, and now let's check it. What is the significant moments the Nabi Sinha criticized about Ali Khomeini? And here I would tell you that what is the difference between uh, Nabi Sinha's criticism versus our misogynistic criticism. Okay, now let's get the C. Oh, now here we can see the it is the points. And Indian women says that many Khomeini shares my Khomeini is lions. And as an reply, Nabi Sina says that Khomeini burns women's face because the Iranian innocent women did not wear hijab and niqab. Khomeini burns women's hair because Iranian women did not wear hijab. And accordance with the statement of Nabi Sinha, what kind of lion Khomeini was that uh, she cuts Iranian women's hair and burns Iranian women's face because Iranian women did not wear hijab and niqabs. It is the points at the moments. But I think that Iranian women can wear hijab and niqab if she wish, and Iranian women's contents right that she would not wear hijab and niqab. But here my point is the significant moments where my point is now the Israeli. The topic is about Israeli naval submarine versus whom Iranian Khomeini regime. Okay, and here I would say, check it the moments. Well, I think I have missed some points. Okay, and here I would check the momentums as we could see. Here, my computer contains some problems at the moment, and okay, just wait for some moments, and I will show you. Well, first of all, here let's check it. The what is the significance? Here, Israeli Honorable Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's naval submarine is to destroy Iranian naval port near Strait of Hormuz. Hormuz. Okay. Here, departure is Haifa, the city of Israel. Okay. Well, departure is Haifa, the city of Israel. Arrival is Bandar Abbas, the city naval port of Iran. Naval distance is 5600 kilometers and naval time is 1 second. And here the departure time is morning 6 o'clock, March 22nd, 2026, and arrival time is morning 6 o'clock, 1 second past, March 2nd, 2026. And now here we can see that is the moments. Well, and now here I would mention that what is the difference between Iranian Khomeini submarine versus Israeli naval submarine. Well, now here we could see this. Israeli naval submarine can travel 5600 kilometers in 1 second as a naval distance. That means Iranian naval submarines naval velocity is 5600 km per second. But on the other hand, what is Iranian revolutionary naval submarine velocity? Well, Iranian revolutionary naval submarine velocity is 56 km per hour. What is the meaning of 5600 kilometers per hour? I apologize. What is the meaning of 56 km per hour as a naval velocity? That means Iranian revolutionary naval submarine can travel 5600 kilometers in 100 hours. And it is the reason that why Iranian revolutionary terrorists has been defeated by Israeli defense force every time. Because in the today's according with the today's topics, the Iranian revolutionary naval submarine contains the naval velocity of 56 km per hour, where Israeli naval submarines contains the naval velocity of 5600 km per second. Okay, it is the first point. Now, where is 56 km per hour and where is 5600 km per second? That is the significant points. And here is the reason that why Iranian revolutionary naval terrorist has been defeated by Israeli naval force at the significant points, and where the battlefield is Strait of Hormuz. Okay, now let's come to the topics. It is accordance with the velocity. Well, and where NabySinha's points? NabySinha's point is significant, but that is NabySinha point is Iran. Some Indian women states that Ali Khomeini is Iranian lions accordance with Indian Muslim women. And as a reply, NabySinha's point is, what kind of lion Ali Khomeini is that Ali Khomeini burns Iranian women's face because Iranian women does not wear hijab and niqab. Okay. Well, it is a feminist question and it is not the real questions. And here my real question is that what is the kind of lion, Ali Khomeini is that Iranian revolutionary naval submarine could not contain the naval velocity of 560 km per minute. It is the significant points. But I would ask, when NabySinha would ask the Ali Khomeini that what the kind of lion Ali Khomeini is that she could not contain a naval submarine with the naval velocity of 560 km per hour. That is actually the misogynistic questions. Because why is it the misogynistic questions? Because here misogynistic question is, the definition of misogyny is, acquire the employee who can manufacture the naval submarine with higher velocity. And here I would mention that why Israel is the misogynistic countries. I mean, why Israel is misogynist country? Because Israeli naval submarine is with the velocity of 5600 km per second. Yes. Now here, what is the definition of feminist country here? The definition of feminist country is, when a country contains the naval submarine with the velocity of 56 km per hour, that is the feminist country. And a feminist country cannot be capable to protect their own sovereignty. Okay? And here, but they can attack on innocent neighborhood countries who does not want to contain feminist country as a enemy country in lieu of friendly country. That is the points. Okay, now here I have mentioned that the velocities, and now let's mention the times. Naval submarine naval velocity is to be 56 km per second. Means that naval submarine can travel 5600 kilometers of naval distance in 100 hours. What is 100 hours? That is almost 12 days, 4 hours. Okay. Now, departure is March 22nd, 2026. Arrival would be here March 34th, 2026. But March contains only 31 days. Hence, here we can say that April 3rd, 2026. Okay. Now here it is the first moments, as we have said, naval distance is 5600 kilometers between departure Bandar Abbas of Iran and arrival is Haifa Naval Port of Israel. Now, here we can see the points. Departure time is morning 6 o'clock, March 2nd, 2026, and arrival time would be morning 10 o'clock, April 3rd, 2026. Because their naval distances are, because we can say the points, Iranian revolutionary naval submarine contains the velocity of 56 km per hour, where Israel contains the naval submarine with the velocity of 5600 km per second. Hence, the topic is Israeli naval submarine can contains departure time at morning 6 o'clock, March 22nd, 2026, and arrival time is morning 6 o'clock, 1 second past, March 22nd, 2026. And here it is the points. Well, now let's contest the departure, both of departure time is same. But Iranian revolutionary naval submarines contains almost 12 days, 4 hours late. When it is the 12 days, 4 hours late, that would be all the points as 36.10 to the power 4 seconds late. And as an effect, uh, Israeli naval submarine would arrive on Strait of Hormuz, and eliminate the every naval submarine of Iranian revolutionary naval terrorist. I mean, Israeli naval submarine can eliminate Iranian revolutionary naval submarines in Strait of Hormuz, where arrival place is Bandar Abbas, where Bandar Abbas is near to Strait of Hormuz. And that is the point. And here, the significant moments is why NabySinha did not ask the Iranian naval terrorist could not contain Iranian naval terrorists could not contain a naval submarine with the velocity of 5600 km per hour. Why Iranian naval terrorists would not contain this? That is the real questions with opportunity on by NabySinha. But NabySinha, when NabySinha would ask the naval submarine velocity questions to Ali Khomeini, that is the misogynistic points. And here, NabySinha promotes feminism. Why NabySinha promotes feminism? Because within the promoting feminism, NabySinha thinks that we can control the India, we can control Pakistan, and we can control Bangladesh. Well, Bangladesh is already controlled by NabySinha. Well, we can control every developing Kafir countries. We can control Sri Lanka, we can control Nepal. That is the missions of NabySinha. But when Iranian naval terrorist is defeated by Israeli naval submarines because of the velocity, lack of velocity, where Israeli naval submarine is the perfect fast velocity. I mean, perfect fast submarines. Then the point is, NabySinha did not ask the real questions of submarine velocity topics to Ali Khomeini. Because if she would question like that, that means she would promote misogyny. Because misogyny is the point to support the particular gender who can manufacture a naval submarine with the velocity of 5600 km per second. Well, when naval distance is 5600 kilometers, well, a misogynist, the definition of misogyny means here the support the particular gender that can manufacture a naval submarine that can travel 5600 kilometers with departure time of morning 6 o'clock, March 22nd, 2026, and arrival time to be morning 6 o'clock, 1 second past, March 22nd, 2026. And that is the significant points. And here, what is the definition of feminism? The definition of feminism is departure times. The definition of feminism is to support the particular genders that can manufacture a naval submarine that can travel 5600 kilometers of naval distance with departure times morning 6 o'clock, March 2nd, 2026, and arrival time to be morning 10 o'clock, April 3rd, 2026. And that is the point that why we hate feminism. And with these informations, if NabySinha would ask the real questions of the scientific questions to Ali Khomeini, that means she would promote misogyny. Well, now here is the point. Now let's check about the Mahsa Amini. Well, when Mahsa Amini dies in the hand of Iranian moral police punishment, Iranian moral police persecutions, her age is, as an assumption, her age is 20 years or 30 years. Well, let's take it 22 years. And now, when she birth, she dies in 2024. That means from 2002 to 2024, she wears the significant hijab where her hairs can be shown. Well, it was not problems in Iranian areas. It was not problem in Tehran that Mahsa Amini could face. But suddenly, what was happened that Mahsa Amini has been punished because her hairs is shown. The point is the moments because of Mahsa Amini. Well, Iranian Ali Khomeini's regimes lose the controls of Iranian man. Iran in this part, Iran contains the several misogynist men that hates Ali Khomeini. But the problem is here the probable reasons that Mahsa al-Amini support Israeli science. Well, where Mahsa al-Amini believes Israel can travel 5,600 kilometers per second. Mashal Khomeini believes Israeli naval force can contain the naval submarine with the velocity of 5,600 kilometers per second. That is the belief of Masha Amini. Because Masha Amini supports Israeli military science. That is the problematic for Ali Khomeini because Masha Amini is providing the scientific awareness to the Tehran men's and Tehran women's. It is the probable information and that is the probable reasons that why Ali Khomeini start to hate Masha Amini, that Ali Khomeini's moral police are torturing Masha al-Amini because of Masha al-Amini supports pro-Israeli scientific awareness and she supports pro-Israeli scientific education. That is the problems of Iranian Khomeini regime. Okay. Now let's take here Masha al-Khomeini's second reason that Masha al-Amini is hated by Ali Khomeini regime. And now let's take it at the moments. Well, here we can shown is kinetic powers. Okay. Now, Israeli Honorable Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu naval submarine kinetic power is 533.12 trillion megawatts. Now, how can I calculate it? Let's get the points. Okay. Now, let's check it. Here is the significant moments. Let's start talk about the Israelis naval submarines. The equations is equation of kinetic power is half of weight of naval submarines multiplied by distance square divided by travel time cube. Okay, and now we know that Israeli naval submarines contains the velocity of 5,600 km per second and Iranian naval submarines contains the velocity of 56 km per hour. Okay. Now, accordance with the naval distance of 5,600 kilometers as a naval distance, Israeli submarine can drive 5,600 kilometers of naval distance is 1 second. But when the topics about Iranian naval submarines can travel 5,600 kilometers in 100 hours. Okay. Now here we can see the Israeli naval travel time is 1 second and Iranian naval travel time is 100 hours. That means 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 4 seconds. And now here we can see when the topics about the Israeli naval submarines, here what is the naval distance? That is 5,600 kilometers. That is 56 multiplied by 10 to the power. Okay. Well, 56 multiplied by 10 to the power 4. I apologize, that is the moments. 56 is squared. Well, let's take about the bed. 5,600 kilometers is 56 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 meters. And here, what is the naval distance square? Naval distance square is 56 square multiplied by 10 to the power 5 square. Now, what is 56 square? Here we would know, uh, we do not know. That is almost 3136, something like that. Now, let's quantity is 56. Now, what is 10 to the power 5 square? 10 to the power 5 square is 10 to the power 10. And what is the multiplication of 10 to the power 6 by 10 to the power 10? That is 10 to the power 16. Now, let's get the multiplication of 56 square by 17. That is 533 17. I mean 53,317. That is the more points. And here now where I found the 17 multiplied by 10 to the power 6. Here the point is half of weight of Israeli naval submarine is 56. 17 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 kilograms as a half of weight of Israeli naval submarines. Okay, and here that is the moments. What about the travel time? Here the observation is travel time is naval time is naval time square equal to naval time cube equal to naval time to the power 6 equal to naval time to the power triple 6, because 1 square equal to 1 cube equal to 1 to the power 7 equal to 1 to the power triple 6 is always 1. And here the equation of Israeli naval submarine kinetic power is half of weight of Israeli naval submarines multiplied by naval distance square. And here the calculation is 17 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 56 square multiplied by 10 to the power 10. And here answer is 53,317 multiplied by 10 to the power 16 as a kinetic powers as what? Hence the kinetic power is 533.12 trillion megawatts, and that is the significant points. But now here I would mention that what would be the Iranian naval submarines kinetic powers. And when the topic is Iranian submarines naval kinetic powers, kinetic power is not kinetic energy. Where Israeli naval submarine powers, kinetic power is kinetic energy. Okay. Now let's talk about the kinetic powers of Iranian submarines. Okay, Iranian submarines Iranian naval submarines kinetic powers is with the equations of half of weight of Iranian naval submarines multiplied by naval distance square divided by naval travel time cube. And here the calculation is like that: 53,307. What is the months? Well, 53,312 multiplied by 10 to the power 16 enter divided by bracket of 36 cube multiplied by 10 to the power 4 cube. What is 10 to the power 4 cube? That is 10 to the power 12. And now, what is the divisions of 10 to the power 7? 10 to the power 16 divided by 10 to the power 12. That is 10 to the power 4. Okay. And here we can know that the calculation is 53,312 multiplied by 10 to the power 4 enter divided by 6 to the power 6. Okay. And now we do not know the calculations. And now let's go to our weapon. The weapon is a calculator. Okay. Now, now let's take it. Five. Do you wake up in the morning or feel lost? I do not know, no feel locus, but I am trying to wake up early. 53,312. But could you tell me the reason, please? Well, now 10 to the power 4. Okay. And now let's see, it can be divided by 6 to the power 6. And now let's check it. What is the result? 11,426.62 watts. As a round figure, we can say, well, Iranian kinetic power is 11,426. 11,427 watts. When the naval distance is 5,600 kilometers and naval time is 100 hours. Okay. And now it is the significant points, then that is the questionables. Well, now when our question is what kind of the lions Ali Khomeini is that she could not contain a naval submarine with the kinetic powers of 533.12 trillion megawatts. Well, and the dangerous question is, what the kind of lion Ali Khomeini is that she could not contain the Iranian naval submarine with kinetic powers more than 11,427 watts. That is the point. But if NabySinha would question that to Ali Khomeini, then she thinks that she would promote the misogyny. Well, now let's talk about the points. What is the definitions of misogyny? The definition of misogyny is the support. The country should support the particular gender that can manufacture a naval submarine with the kinetic powers of 533.12 trillion megawatts of kinetic powers when the naval distance is 5,600 kilometers. Well, and what is the definition of feminism? The definition of feminism is to support a particular gender to generate a naval submarine with the kinetic powers of 11,427 watts when the naval distance is 5,600 kilometers, and that is the moment. Now here I can say that here Israel is clear a misogynist country because Israel can contain a naval submarines with the kinetic powers of 534 trillion megawatts when the naval distance is 5,600 kilometers, and that is the significant journeys at the points. Okay. And in these times, how we can consider Iran as a feminist country under Ali Khomeini regime? Because feminist Iran can manufacture a naval submarine with the kinetic power of 11,427 watts. But when Nabi Sinha would ask Ali Khomeini that why Ali Khomeini cannot contain a naval submarine with kinetic powers more than 12,000 watts, then accordance with Nabi Sinha, that is the misogynistic questions. And hence that is the point. She wants to promote feminism, and at the same time she wants to criticize Ali Khomeini. Then what is the point to criticize Ali Khomeini? Well, the persecutions of Masha al-Amini and the persecutions of several Iranian women, hence that does not wear hijab or niqab, or this Iranian women show their hairs during wearing the hijab. Okay. Well, accordance with Nabi Sinha, I wear hijab and niqab, but sometimes here my hairs would be shown, two of my hairs would be shown, a piece of my hair would be shown in my hijab. Hence, here accordance with Ali Khomeini, I would be punished. It is the point of Nabi Sinha this time. Because Nabi Sinha cannot ask Ali Khomeini that why Iranian men are not capable to generate a submarine with a kinetic power of 100 trillion megawatts with the naval distance of 5,600 kilometers. But I know that here Nabi Sinha would not ask them, because when Nabi Sinha would ask them, when Nabi Sinha would ask that questions, well, she thinks that she promotes the misogynistic misogyny. Well, now it is the point that why we love misogyny, and that is the point that why Nabi Sinha loves feminism. Okay. Well, in the same commentators of today comments in the previous live stream that they would say that Israel is biggest feminist. But I don't think so that here my answer is simple. Well, now here is the gender freedom of speech independence. Well, every country is feminist, but when it is the real life categories, Israel is proper misogynist country. What is the cause that Israel is proper misogynist country? Because here the first way of to attack Strait of Hormuz, I have mentioned that Israeli naval submarines contains 5,600 kilometers per second, and second point is, in the first way, the kinetic power is 533.12 trillion megawatts when naval distance is 5,600 kilometers. Okay. Now let's take about the points. What if we can say the naval distance would be large. Let's check the points. And here, well, I would try to increase the velocity of Iranian submarines. Okay, and now, where is the points? Yes. Now let's check it. Here the second, here we can say, what is the second point? That is, it is the second way. Here, naval distance is 15,000 kilometers. Departure is same, Haifa, Israel, and arrival is same, Bandar Abbas, the city of Iran. But here the route is changed. The route is Mogadishu, the capital city of Somalia, and Chennai, the city of Tamil Nadu, of the provincial state of India. Okay, and here we can see naval distance is 15,000 kilometers. Now, Israeli, what is the moments at the significant journeys? Okay. Now, here we can say the points. Israeli naval submarine can contain the velocity of 15,000 km per second. Hence, the naval distance is, when the naval distance is 15,000 kilometers as a naval distance. Departure time is morning 6 o'clock, March 2nd, 2026. Arrival time is morning 6 o'clock, 1 second past, March 2nd, 2026. And now, here we could say the second points. But what about the Iranian revolutionary naval submarines? Well, the naval velocity is almost 150 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now here I have increased the velocity of Iranian revolutionary naval submarines. But still, Iranian revolutionary naval submarine is slower than Israeli naval submarines. Okay. Now, when Iranian revolutionary naval submarines departure time is morning 6 o'clock, okay, morning 6 o'clock, March 2nd, 2026. Arrival time is morning 10 o'clock, April 3rd, 2026. Okay, that is the moments. And here, now we can see the points. Here, the definition of misogyny is to support the particular gender that can generate a naval submarine with the velocity of 15,000 km per second. Okay, 15,000 km per second as a naval submarine. Here. Here. And what is the feminism? Feminism is to support the particular gender that can generate a naval submarine with the velocity of 150 km per hour. And now, here we can say accordance with the velocity. Well, where is 150 km per hour and where is 15,000 km per second? And it is the point that how Israel is a misogynist country because Israel contains naval submarine with the velocity of 15,000 km per second. Okay, and that is the point that Israel would reach to Strait of Hormuz, where Iranian revolutionary naval submarine could not depart Strait of Hormuz properly, and hence Israeli naval submarine would destroy the several Iranian revolutionary naval submarines, and that is the point. But when, uh, but if Nabi Sinha would ask Ali Khomeini that why Ali Khomeini Iranian revolutionary guards cannot contain the naval submarine with the velocity of 15,000 km per minute. Here the point that would be the promotions of misogyny accordance with the mindset of Nabi Sinha. Well, and now here Nabi Sinha promotes feminism. Hence, when Nabi Sinha is criticizing the Ali Khomeini regimes, her criticism points is persecutions on Iranian women they can who can show their hairs under hijab and niqab. Well, as an Iranian woman under Ali Khomeini regimes, I can wear hijab, I can wear niqab. But if I can wear hijab niqab with t-shirt and trouser, when I can wear hijab niqab with shirt and pants, hence I would be punishable criminals accordance with Ali Khomeini. It is the point, it is a statement of Nabi Sinha. Okay. But Nabi Sinha did not present that the statements where if I can, as a woman, I can generate a naval submarine with the velocity of 15,000 kilometers per minute to protect the Iranian sovereignty. Well, hence I would be sentenced at death penalty because accordance with Ali Khomeini, here naval submarines with a velocity of 15,000 km per minute is a satanic submarine, and Ali Khomeini promotes Islam, and Ali Khomeini hates satanic religions. Hence, Ali Khomeini does not support me, who can generate a naval submarine with the velocity of 15,000 km per minute to protect Iranian sovereignty. Okay, but when the same me, Michaela, would be the naval engineer of Israeli armies, well, I can generate an Israeli naval submarine with the velocity of 15,000 km per second. And here, the misogynist Israeli government would support me. It is the significant point. And that is the moment that when if these statements would be present by Nabi Sinha in the points between Israel versus Iran, Nabi Sinha thinks that she would promote misogyny, where she is notorious to promote the feminism. Okay. Now here we have discussed velocity. We have discussed time when the naval distance is 15,000 kilometers. But when naval distance is 15,000 kilometers, then what is the point of the kinetic powers? Here, I can see you the next part. Okay. And here we could notify this. That is the significant moments. Israeli Honorable Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's naval submarine's kinetic power is 3,826 trillion megawatts. Okay, now how can I calculate the misogynist submarine kinetic powers? Okay, and it is the significant for me. But here we can see the points is well, we know that here in the second way, the naval distance is 15,000 kilometers, uh, we know the Israeli naval submarine would be containing the velocity of 15,000 kilometer per second. And here naval distance is 15,000 kilometers. Here calculations of kinetic power of Israeli naval submarine would be 17 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 15 square multiplied by 10 to the power 6 square. Okay. What is 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 square? That is 10 to the power 6 cube. Okay. What is 10 to the power 6 cube? That is 10 to the power 18. Here, what is 15 square? That is 225. 225 multiplied by 17 is almost 3825. Hence, here we could see the kinetic power is 3825 multiplied by 10 to the power 18 watts. That is 3825 trillion megawatts. But at the same time, let's check it. When the topic would be Iranian revolutionary naval submarines, here calculation of kinetic power would be 3825 multiplied by 10 to the power 18 enter divided by 36 cube multiplied by 10 to the power 4 cube. What is 10 to the power 4 cube? That is 10 to the power 12. Okay. Now, what is 10 to the power 12? That is 10 to the power 6 square. Now, let's back that 10 to the power 18 is 10 to the power 6 cube. Now, let's check it. 10 to the power 6 cube divided by 10 to the power 6 square is 10 to the power bracket of 6 multiplied by bracket of 3 subtract by 2 double bracket close. That is 10 to the power 6. Okay. Hence the calculations becomes 3825 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 divided by 6 to the power 6. And that is the questionable points. And the point is, how can I calculate this? And here I have no knowledge about the calculations, but here my weapon is calculators. Okay. Now let's check it. It is the significant ones. Well, 3825 multiplied by 10 to the power 6. Okay. Now let's divide it by bracket of 6 to the power 6. Okay. And here, let's check it. What is the result? Okay. Here the result is significant. The result would be, well, 81,984 watts. Okay. Now, here is the points that what is the opportunity Nabi means to criticize Ali Khomeini. Well, here Nabi contains an opportunity to criticize the Ali Khomeini. Where what is the opportunity? Opportunity is when the naval distance is 15,000 kilometers. Well, now Iranian revolutionary naval submarines contains the kinetic powers of 81,984 watts, where Israeli naval submarine contains the kinetic powers of 3,825 trillion megawatts. Now, where is 82,000 watts and where is 3,825 trillion megawatts? That is the significant points. Then here is the moments why we promote the misogyny. Well, and why Israel is still promoting misogyny where war is between Israel versus Iran. Okay, because what is the cause? Reason? The reason is Israel contains naval submarine with the velocity of 15,000 km per second with the kinetic powers of 3,825 trillion megawatts. And on the other hand, Iran's contains the velocity of 150 km per hour and the kinetic powers of 82,000 watts. And here the point is NabySinha is pro-Iranians. I know. And in this case, in 4 years of her YouTube career, she did not criticize Ali Khomeini. When he started to criticize Ali Khomeini, March 7, 2026, where 6 days earlier, March 1st, 2026, Iranian revolutionary missile launched against the place nearby Burj Khalifa. I mean, Iranian revolutionary missile attack on the place 10 meters nearby Burj Khalifa. And that is the point that how Burj Khalifa is unsafe by Iranian revolutionary terrorists. Just for a moment. Okay, and now here the significant points that how is the journeys as we could see, that is the significant journeys. Okay, and now here the third ways is the way where naval distance is 26,000 kilometers. Well, now when naval distance is 26,000 kilometers, naval time is 1 second. And what is the points? Okay. Now let's increase the velocity of Iranian revolutionary naval submarines. Well, let's assume the Iranian revolutionary naval submarine would be with the velocity of 260 km per second. But still, Iranian revolutionary naval submarine is too slower than Israeli naval submarine. What is the cause? The cause is very significant. The cause is Israeli naval submarines containing the velocity would be almost 26,000 km per second. And where is the point? That is the significant momentums as we could see. And here the significant moments is very dangerous because Israel can get the easy target as a state of Hormuz because Israel departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, March 2nd, 2026, and arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 1 second past March 2nd, 2026, when the naval distance is 26,000 kilometers. Uh, and at the same naval distance, Iranian Revolutionary Naval submarines departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, March 2nd, 2026, and the arrival time would be morning 10 o'clock, April 3rd, 2026. Okay, and here that would be the points. And in this point, here we can see when Iranian naval submarine would not depart from the Strait of Hormuz, Israeli naval submarine would travel Somalia, Mogadishu, the capital city of Somalia, Perth, the city of Westland of provincial state of Australia, Chittagong, the city of Bangladesh, and then Israeli naval submarine can arrive on Strait of Hormuz and encounter the Iranian Revolutionary Naval submarines. And in this point, that would be the surprise attacks only for Iranian Revolutionary Naval submarines. And here is the moment that why Iranians can't win. I mean, why Iranian cannot win. And this is the part. But when NabySinha would criticize Ali Khomeini because slows naval Iranian submarines, that would be promotions of misogynist accordance with NabySinha. Okay. Now here we have discussed the velocity, we have discussed departure times and arrival times when here when the naval distance is 26,000 kilometers. But what if the naval distance would be almost 26,000 kilometers accordance with kinetic powers? Let's get the points. And the significant points is the points we could see. Okay. Here we could find the Israeli Honorable Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's naval submarine kinetic powers would be almost 11,492 trillion megawatt. Okay, let's check about the calculations. Well, when naval distance is 26,000 kilometers and when Israeli naval velocity is 26,000 kilometer per second. Here, the equation of Israeli naval submarine kinetic power would be half of weight of Israeli naval submarines multiplied by naval distance square. Because here naval time is naval time cube equal to naval time to the power 9 equal to naval time to the power 27 equal to naval time to the power 666. Because 1 cube equal to 1 to the power 9 equal to 1 to the power 27 equal to 1 to the power 666 is always 1. Okay. And now let's find out the moments. Okay. Now let's check it. The kinetic kinetic powers calculations would be here 17 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 26 multiplied by 6 to the power 2. Okay. Now, what is the multiplication between 10 to the power 6 by 10 to the power 6 squared? That is 10 to the power 6 cube. And what is 10 to the power 6 cube? That is 10 to the power 18. Okay. Now, now here we can say, uh, now let's check it. Here, now point is here, what is 26 squared? That is 676. What is 676 multiplied by 17? That is here 11,492. Okay, hence the kinetic power is 11,492 multiplied by 10 to the power 18 watts. Here we can say that 11,492 trillion megawatts, that is the kinetic powers of Israeli naval submarine, where naval distance is 26,000 kilometers between departure time of Haifa port of Israel and arrival time of Bandar Abbas port of Iran. And that is the significant points. But now, here is my question. Well, the question is, what is the kinetic powers of Iran when Iran's in the velocity would be 260 km per hour with the naval distance of 26,000 kilometers. Now let's check it. Well, here calculations would be, 11,492 multiplied by 10 to the power 18 enter divided by bracket of 36 cube multiplied by 10 to the power 4 cube. What is 10 to the power 4 cubes? I know that that is 10 to the power 12. What is 10 to the power 18 divided by 10 to the power 12? That is 10 to the power 6 to the power bracket of 3 subtract by 2. That is 10 to the power 6. Okay. And now, let's check it the moments. Well, and here, let's take a bit. Well, now let's check the moments. What is the 11,900? I apologize. Here we can see the calculations became 11,492 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 divided by 6 to the power 6. And what is the calculations? I don't know. And now let's check the calculations points as we could see. Okay. And here I can say the significant journeys. Well, 11,492 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 and it can be divided by bracket of 6 to the power 6. Okay, and now let's check it. Here kinetic power would be 246,313 as a round figure 246,000 watts. Okay. Now here is the points. Here the proper question is why when the Khomeini regime is in 47 years age, in 47 years, why Khomeini regime could not develop of a naval submarine with the velocity of 11,492 trillion megawatts when the naval distance is 26,000 kilometers. That is the significant points. And here, that is the significant questions that is eligible to be asked. And then here is the opportunity for NabySinha to criticize Khomeini regime in that way. But now the problem is uh, here what is the point NabySinha criticized Khomeini regime? The point is Khomeini regime persecute Masha al-Amini and the several Iranian women just because the Iranian women uh, show their face wearing hijab. Iranian women show their hair wearing hijab. Okay, it is the points of Masha al-Amini uh, as the points. But now, here is my point. Why Iranian revolutionary terrorists could not generate a naval submarine with the kinetic powers of 11,492 trillion megawatts, because if Iranian terrorists would generate submarine like that, then the submarine engineer would be pro-Israeli. Well, submarine engineer would be pro-scientific. And according with Iranian science, according with Iranian Islam, science is haram. Hence, here science is the satanic ideology according with Islam. Iranian Islam. Here, kinetic powers is 11,000. Naval submarine kinetic power to be 11,972. 11,492 trillion megawatts as a kinetic powers of naval submarine is the character of satanic ideology. When you can see when Khomeini can see naval submarine with a kinetic power of 11,492 trillion megawatts hertz. Accordance with Khomeini, submarine is satanic submarine. Whence the reality is it is a proper scientific submarine. Okay. Now in Islamic Iranian regimes, Islamic Iranian regime officials states that Israel defeats Iran with the help of Israeli black magic. That means Iranian regime, Khomeini regime, state Israeli black magic. What is Israeli black magic? That is actually Israeli proper science, and it is the significant points we could see the moments. Okay, and now let's talk about the points. Well, in December, NabySinha promotes Lise Meitner as a nuclear scientist to be women. NabySinha promotes Maria Teresa Ferrari as a Argentine women to be mathematicians. NabySinha promotes Nettie Maria Stephens to be a to be researcher of gender chromosome, where Nettie Maria Stephens is women. But when the real points to be opportunity for Nabi Sinha to ask a scientific question to Khomeini regime. What is the criticism of Nabi Sinha against Khomeini regime? That is your Khomeini regime tortures the several Iranian women who show their hairs under hijab. Well, that is the point, and that is several disturbing. Okay, and now let's get the points. Here I have mentioned it, but now, well, let's check it. Well, here we can see the significant points. Well, fuel is artificial solar arc. Well, Israeli naval submarine fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666,000,000 666,000 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now here, both of Israel and Iran were involved in the nuclear project. What is Israeli nuclear project? The Israeli nuclear project is a fuel to be artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666,000,000 666,000 666 degrees Celsius. Okay. But what is Iranian nuclear project? A nuclear missile, Iranian nuclear missile can attack on a place 10 meter nearby Burj Khalifa, and here Burj Khalifa would be disappear as horn is disappear from the donkey's head. Well, and that is the moments as we could see. Iranian nuclear project is just to contest an Iranian nuclear missile to attack on attack on Dubai to destroy Burj Khalifa, and it is the point. Well, but when Nabi Sinha lives in Dubai, when Nabi Sinha lives in United Arab Emirates, she is a Dubai bar dancer. Hence, the point is, Nabi Sinha contains an opportunity to criticize the Iranian nuclear project. She can ask that why Iranian nuclear project cannot contain a purpose to generate a fuel to be artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666,000,000 666,000 666 degrees Celsius. Because now let's check it. What is the reasons of Israeli movements? As let's check it. The points. Okay. Now here we can see when Israeli fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666,000,000 666,000 666 degrees Celsius, and Israeli naval submarines velocity is 26,000 km per second with naval distance of 26,000 kilometers. Well, the electric charging fuel weight is almost 1.12 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666,000 666,636 picograms of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666,000 666,000 666 degrees Celsius. Okay, and now it is the moment as we could see. Now let's contest the Naval sonic sound level. Naval sonic sound is triple six multiplied by 10 to the power bracket of triple six multiplied by 10 to the power triple six bracket decibels. And here let's take it about sound intensity. That is 1 to the power bracket of triple six multiplied by 10 to the power bracket of triple six multiplied by 10 to the power triple six double bracket close subtract by 12 watt per meter per square, and that is the significant words. Well, now here the moments. What is the points of criticism of criticize Nabi Sinha? The points to criticize Nabi Sinha is why Iranian naval submarine cannot contain sonic sound weapons with the sound levels of 666,000 decibel, and it is the points of nuclear submarine moments. And here the answer would be if nuclear submarines can contains the sonic sound weapons with the sound level of 666,000 decibels, well, submarine engineer would be pro-Israeli, and it would be he would be addressed the Mossad agent just because of scientific Iranian man, because just because to be scientific Iranian man. Okay, and here well, 666,000 decibels, and here as a sonic sound weapon sound levels is satanic accordance with Ali Khomeini, because it is the proper science. And on the other hand, the fuel to be artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666,666,666 degrees Celsius is satanic accordance with Ali Khomeini regime, because it is the proper science. Well, it is the proper points where it is the proper opportunity with proper points to criticize Ali Khomeini. But Nabi Sinha criticizes Ali Khomeini just because on the point of persecutions on Iranian women. And now that is the moments before February 28, 2026, Nabi Sinha did not criticize Khomeini terrorists, but when Nabi Sinha started to criticize Khomeini regime, when 6 days earlier, now Iranian missiles attacked a place nearby Burj Khalifa. Well, and that is the significant distractions of Dubai, or the city of United Arab Emirates. And here, that is the point that why we hate feminism, and that is the reason that why we hate the criticism method of Nabi Sinha to criticize Ali Khomeini, because Ali Khomeini is just I apologize, because Nabi Sinha is just hiding the scientific capability of Ali Khomeini regime. Okay, Now see you then. Khuda Hafiz. Love you.